Boom. I think we're here. Can't make any guarantees. We may be lost in Kansas City. We may be lost in transit. We may be anywhere.
We've definitely been lost in translation.
Yeah, definitely lost in translation. Good flick. But happy Music Lovers Day. That's what we're going to start deeming this day. But tonight's bad joke of the day is brought to you by Red Beard the Hippie. So, guys, what do you call an alligator wearing a vest?
A vestigator?
Oh, you seen it, didn't you?
Oh, an investigator.
Investigator.
No, I just figured that out because I'm smart.
You're so smart. All right, let's get into it.
That was on my joke calendar today, so I knew that one.
Oh.
It wasn't really.
That's probably where he got it.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Hey.
We're freaking music lovers. That's us.
That's us. That's you. That's everybody who's tuning in. Idaho's still rocking with us. That's pretty cool. I like that. Them Idaho people are nuts. I love it. They did a lot of voting for 1979.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
them.
I'm sorry I ruined your guys' newer theme, but I'm not sorry. It was a great year for music. There was so much. Coach must have not found the honey holes.
There's a lot of stuff, but it's all stuff I've done and stuff we've just recently done. Other than that, there were
a couple I strayed away from just because I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there was a few. I was like, Coach is going to get that.
ZZ Top, Leonard, or Led Zeppelin, Eagles, AC/DC, Talking Heads. Yeah, there was a lot. But I will not say other than two of those people, those were not. Nobody had their best album in '79. I can promise you that.
I can agree that it wasn't their best album. There might have been a bunch of good singles in 1979, but there wasn't an album that I
tried. Like I literally tried so hard, and we were driving back from Kansas City, and I had to turn the Billboard off and just go back to stuff I know because that Billboard Top 100 '79 was horrible.
Yeah.
Never go to the Billboard. Never go.
The only thing that Spotify had, and if you're driving and you're driving on a highway in Kansas City, you can't keep searching stuff. So
let's all die together with 1979 as a soundtrack.
I will say I think we found the worst song ever in 1979. I will agree to that. I'm not a fan. We ain't gonna call it out. But
hopefully it's on my list and you can be like, that was the one.
That was the one.
Is it on your list though?
I will make it up. I will lie to everybody if that's the case.
Oh, if it is.
Even if it's not, I'll lie and then they don't know.
Yeah, please God tell me.
Sometimes when you love somebody, you gotta lie to them a little bit. You gotta lie. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But Kevin's still in the hospital. We got I do not think he's going to make it to the Art House 310 on Friday. So I will be there holding down the fort for Mr. Kevin Hansen and myself. We've got a lot of artwork there. And like I said, I said it yesterday. I don't ask to be the center of attention very often. 2 days this year, I'm asking to be the center of attention. That is Friday and then my birthday. But no one will remember my birthday because I'm not going to tell y'all. But
it's the day before mine.
There you go. Make Coach and I. We need to throw a big bash. That's what we need to do, Coach. Music Lovers Fest. That's what we'll do.
That'd be cool. I mean, everybody's doing a fest all of a sudden, so we can do a fest.
Yeah.
I think there's already one for mine, but you can join. No, I'm just joking.
You can join my fest. It'll be easier.
There we go. Yeah, I'll just lump in with you there.
I'm so into just joining fest because setting that shit up is insane and frustrating.
Bumping uglies.
Bumping uglies. Not
Coach,
for
Coach had a little
1979.
Coach had a little adventure this weekend. Played hooky from work to go listen to some music, and if we would have, it did make your list.
There is May 3rd, and it's my favorite date on there because after Columbus, Ohio, on May 3rd, it's at your mom's house.
Getting them views, Coach is stripping down for us. We'll do anything to get them views. We are only 8 away from 500 subscribers on YouTube. We're so dang close.
Oh,
and we
that's
still got
cool.
one more milestone to make to actually get to do anything from that. But that's still a good milestone. One away. So like, subscribe, follow. See more of Coach stripping here soon.
He's been waiting to take that shirt off for a while. He's like,
oh, I didn't even stand up. Like I hit it. I kept my shirt. I mean, you got a little bit of shoulder and maybe a little bit of this when I was putting it on, but
it was sexy. It was sexy. 1979 was a wild year for music, but for everything else too. I kind of, when we do the years, I kind of look at the history to see where some of this music is coming from, because you can tell some of it is stemmed from social events, and I found it pretty uncanny, the resemblances to 1979 to what's going on today. If you watch the news, I don't watch the news, so I don't really know, but there's an Iranian revolution and hostage crisis.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah,
those words in the news today. There's Soviet invasion of Afghanistan that happened in 1979.
Yeah.
There's a few of those words can be found in the news these days. There was the 3 Mile Island incident, which was the worst U.S. nuclear accident on U.S. soil. Disaster. That's what it was. Yeah. And
let's not hope that happens.
Yeah, I mean, that might explain a lot of why people my age are so screwed up.
No, it was bath salts.
But it was bath salts. But then they eradicated smallpox, so we didn't have to worry about that. So smallpox was eradicated in 1979. 1979 also brought us a few good things like the Sony Walkman and ESPN. Coach can get down on some ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
And then a tragedy that led to one of my darkest favorite songs, the I Hate Mondays killer. Brenda, I think Brenda, I don't know, it happened in San Diego at the Cleveland elementary school. She just popped her head out of her window of her apartment and popped 2 kids. Popped 2 people. I don't know if she got kids. I don't know how old but she killed 2 people, got arrested, and she was like, I just don't like Mondays.
Yeah.
And so the Boomtown Rats wrote a song inspired by that, and it's a good song. And anybody who don't know Boomtown Rats, the lead singer was the main character, played Pink in Pink Floyd The Wall, which may have some relevance in 1979.
Considering that was the #1 album of that year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
if you watch the movie, the guy that played Pink, the main character is the lead singer from Boomtown Rats, Bob Geoff.
Jeff. His name is Jeff.
Yeah.
His name is Jeff.
Geoff. But yeah, I had fun. Sontia's when she first found out that 79 won, she wasn't very happy, I don't think, and she said back to the bell bottoms. So I made it a point to find artists that would probably not be wearing no bell bottoms. I got one band that probably wore some bell bottoms, but the rest of them certainly did not.
I got one that's wearing all the bell bottoms.
All of them. They got all of them.
They got every bell bottom.
Every bell bottom in the U.S. they were wearing.
I don't think it's from the U.S. actually.
Most of mine aren't.
That a lot of the hits from 1979 weren't even from her. And what's so interesting, because I wasn't opposed to it. I just want to listen to like my music from when I was growing up. I want to listen to more modern music, and And we keep going back to the 70s and the 80s and the 60s and the 20s, which was my idea, which I enjoyed quite a bit. But like, I loved it. I really did. I wasn't expecting much more than what we've heard, but 1979 was a really good year for music from what I found. One of my favorite artists made his debut in 1979. I literally have 3 lists here, so I'm going to figure out which list I'm going to do when it's my turn, because I found so much stuff, and it's not it's not songs that I've done before. Like, not all of them. One of them was. And so I just decided not to do that one, but I'm going to bring it up anyways.
Yeah, I've got 3 that I'm a little butthurt I didn't make on the list, but I wanted to keep with the theme. But Coach, you got the spinner handy?
I think I have one song that I've used before on here, and I don't know if I'll even use it. I've got artists I've used before many times.
Yeah, these are all new, almost all new artists even too.
Yeah, not me.
Yay!
Yeah, you got to decide now.
I know. Shit. Okay. Okay. I did not want to go first because I wanted some of these knocked off. I was like, if somebody knocks any of these off, then I can do a list that I'm happy with all my lists, but I'm not, because I want something different. I want something different, but we'll
we'll do 79 again next week. We'll do it again next week.
We'll just do it again next week. We'll just do it again.
Well, I had needed to be somewhere next week anyway, so actually it's the following week, but
okay. All right. So I have decided that is he on this one too? Yes. My favorite guy is on this one, and so on 2 of my list. So I'm just going to go with my categories in green. I have categories in green, and my categories in green, this list is just based off of the different categories of music. So I picked 5 categories of music, and I picked my favorite artist in that category.
Nice.
So that just made it as fair as, oh God. But I have 2 in the same category. This is so hard. 1979 made me so happy.
I'm glad. I thought you were gonna dread it.
No, I did at first, but it really did. Just listening to 1979, it was really awesome. So let's go. Let's start. Let's just go. Let's get it over with. Number 1. Coach, heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay. So, Pink Floyd.
Always into tails.
It's going to be Pink Floyd. And Pink Floyd is going to represent my psychedelic rock. Yeah. Pink Floyd was actually The Wall was actually one of the first psychedelic anythings that I've ever had any experience with. Like I didn't know the psychedelic Beatles. I knew like the Love Me Do. I knew them. I really hadn't listened to or experienced anything psychedelic. And so when I was 19, my roommate had The Wall, and I was like, hey, what is this? And so I watched it one day, and I was like, what is this? Yeah. What is this?
So you experienced the movie before the album?
Yeah, I experienced the movie before the album, but I had also learned how to play chess, and there was something about learning how to play chess that kind of changed the way my mind worked. So when I saw the movie, and this was before I had ever experienced any psychedelics, but when I watched the movie, it was just like, man, this means a lot. Like there's a lot of different themes and stories and warnings and theories in here, you know? So Pink Floyd, it's going to be Off the Wall, and it's Waiting for the Worms.
Yeah.
So I really
and that.
Oh yeah. And it's just like it reminds me of, you know, that's kind of what we're all waiting for when it all comes down to it. Even though it was more of a commentary on the military, we're all just kind of trudging through whatever our battles are so that we can, you know, get to that point. We're not trying to get there, but we're going to get there. And that's what we're doing, is we're waiting for the worms. So
I think it was a ploy on society, but they definitely used the military themes, the evil themes of the military a lot in that. But with the breakdown of the character, and everything going crazy, the cheating wife. I mean, it's definitely it touches on a little bit of everything in life.
Oh yeah, and it's just like at that point, life was all sunshines and roses, and let's all go to heaven. And it's just like there is hell.
Yeah, yeah.
Experience it just a little bit.
Take you down a deep, dark tunnel. Good song.
Oh, so number 2. Let me see. Number 2 is going to be Pop. Pop. Who is Pop? Oh my God, I'm all off of my categories right now. Okay, so for Pop, I chose Michael Jackson. So this was the early Michael Jackson, and I know that he's controversial. There's a whole movie and different things like that, but I grew up listening to Michael Jackson. And this is off of his Off the Wall. So his first album that he did without his brothers. And that was an awesome album. Like that was one of the first albums that I spun over and over and over again. And there wasn't a bad song on it. There was not one bad song on that whole album. And the song that I picked off of that is It's the Falling in Love, which is one of the least popular songs. And it's one of the best ones. I really do. I really enjoy that song. Because you have like Rock With You, and then you have like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. You have all of these different songs that they would play at the disco or whatever else. But So Falling in Love is a good, beautiful love song that still has a good beat to it. So that's going to be my Pop reference.
I think what's going on, Gil? Gil is agreeing that listened to that album a lot. I think that's what he's.
I think he's saying controversial, but he grew up listening to him. I struggle. I'm torn. I was never a big Michael Jackson guy. I had like my phase. Don't get me wrong, but like so we won't go there. So, but I agree. I can understand why your love for him is what it is, though.
Right. And I remember I had no doubt that he was fine and nothing had happened. And I got into a big argument with somebody. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go read the court documents, and then I'm going to show you that he didn't do anything.
When you watch Leaving Neverland, which is off the air because how scary and serious it is, and it's going to come back on in a couple years. And I don't want to go down this, but the more I did do research, the scare, it's like, okay, well,
I know that's where all of a sudden it was just like, holy shit, now what do I do? And so I don't want to be conflicted, because right is right and wrong is wrong. Right?
It's topical right now because of the movie out, and that's the reason they don't cover any of that. But it's the same reason, like even one of his kids is like hard for me to get into that movie because I don't think it tells the whole story. But the director of that movie is just trying to tell like this certain timeline too, not timeline. And I think he wants to write or do another one. I don't know if they're going to let him, because I think he wants to do some of the more controversial stuff.
Right.
So, and there's plenty of reasons, even in the movies that have been out there about him, of why, if anything that was even remotely true, why. I mean, there's reasons. There's all those things. It's just, so.
Yeah, so it's the conflict. Like if you really consider who the person is behind the things that you love, you wouldn't listen to anything.
And we've talked about it with your sports, with your athletes, with your people. Yeah. Sometimes the more you know, kind of the scarier. I sometimes wish it was just music, sports, and movies, not everything you get to know about them later. But
Oh yeah. And it's even in real life when you really get to know somebody, it's like, well, shit, like, should I still care? Should I still support? And it seems like as an adult, like when you're a kid, because I'll every now and again, I'll talk to my boys about it, my 15-year-old or my 12-year-old. And it's like, what would you do? And they'd be like, not support them. Like I would not fuck with them at all. And it seems like it should be that simple, but as you get older, it's not.
Well, and especially and not to be weird or even go further, but like to the black community, he was like an icon. He like transcended what no art and even white people, but no artist ever done, and be of an African American, to have all that going on, that that was also hard. I mean, that's the reason why, like, OJ, kind of not similar, but same thing. I mean, like, it's crazy how people got so passionately behind something that it just can't be true, even if there might be evidence out there that contradicts the content.
That glove did not fit. Yeah, he did
Must
it.
have
But
quit.
the thing is,
on our conspiracy theories episode.
I have a funny story. So one of my friends in high school somehow or another got O.J. Simpson's phone number out of the back of a magazine. And I didn't believe her. I was like, no, you didn't. Like, and so we called him from a payphone at school. And she would literally call and torture O.J. Simpson. Danae, if you are here, please speak up.
Juice, what's up?
Yeah, and so we call him, and he was like, hello? And I was like, oh my God, that is O.J. Simpson. And she said, why did you kill those people? And he said, why do you keep calling here? And then he goes,
where's Kato?
So my friend used to harass O.J. Simpson in high school.
Good job, girl.
Yeah.
Good job, girl. Not all heroes have a book written about them.
Yeah, it was just Number 3. rock and roll. So rock and roll, of course, had its evolution, but there was one group that stood out rock and roll wise above all others, and this was AC/DC. So, and I know that we already did AC/DC now that I think about it, but I already did the list, and this is what I'm doing, and so I am repeating myself. But the AC/DC song that I have is Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because what the hell is this? If you listen to all the rest of the 1979 music, like, that wasn't what was going on. So that was definitely something that would have came on the radio and you would have stopped and been like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't not put them, especially that album. That was
I was going to say, that kind of that was 1970. Yeah, that was one of the big, I mean, that was them.
Yeah,
that was their biggest album. So I mean, it was hard to pass up on that one.
Oh yeah. I almost did, but it's on the list that I picked. So we're getting through the list. Number 4 is going to be the disco, because I wanted to get the disco guy on here because he is disco. I don't know. I knew about disco. I knew there was disco, but I didn't know that there was a whole person that embodied all the damn disco in 1979. I didn't get it.
Disco Duck, right?
Yeah, no, not Disco Duck. I mean, do you guys know who Patrick Hernandez is?
No.
He's that bitch. That's who he is. Yeah. Patrick Hernandez is that bitch. I don't know what his orientation is. I really don't. But he is straight ass diva. And when I turned it on, I was like, who's Patrick Hernandez? And then, like, he told me who he was. Everybody, Patrick Hernandez is it. Okay? All right. And the song that he sung that I have played probably 18 times since I heard it yesterday is Born to Be Alive. And oh my God, I haven't shook my hips and my butt and my middle so much in a very long time. But that song gets you going and it makes you celebrate your life, because you're not born to work. You're not born for a career. You're not born to make a difference. You're just born to be alive. So whatever you do when you are alive is what you're born for. You know what I mean? Patrick does. He sure does. Yes, he does. All right. And then the final one is the final category is whatever the hell the Little River Band is. I don't know. Folk maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that 1970 genres weren't a big thing, so they just kind of did whatever they wanted.
It's crazy how different some of these bands later had album. I mean, like Police on the 1979 album only had maybe 1 or 2 songs that you would recognize from who they ended up being, and bands were kind of that way.
Yeah, yeah. All the albums really were. They were pretty eclectic and sound and taste. And the Little River Band is. They remind me of they're like Fleetwood Mac, whatever they are, whatever that is. That's what the Little River Band is. That's my last genre. And the song that they have is Lonesome Loser.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that
Just,
song.
have you heard about the lone?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to sing too much in case we need to pay for it. But the lead singer, I don't know who the lead singer of the Little River Band was. I was gonna look him up, but
Lil, I think it's Lil.
oh,
River and then the band. So.
But yeah, he sung that song way more soulfully than he probably should have.
Good song. I
was
think
like,
it would be on the yacht rock era, but it's still a good one.
I guess
I don't think so.
It
It didn't have. I don't know.
I don't know that it's just it's its own thing. It's its own thing, and it's just talking about somebody that just won't give up, even though the Queen of Hearts is like, leave me the fuck alone. She's like, go away, but he's like, you know, have you heard about? He's just gonna keep going. He's gonna keep trying, and it's sweet and it's sincere, and it's one of those songs that I would think of, like laying down, tripping in the grass sort of song is what you'd listen to.
Yeah, it looks like Bradley and Marcus are hanging out and listen.
Hey,
Marcus says he's back in Wichita.
hey, what's up, Marcus? He's back in Wichita.
Yeah. 19 Never. They said their pick is Scorpions.
Ooh, that's cool.
Always somewhere.
Yeah.
That's my list.
Good list.
How much time did it take? 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Yep. It's a new record.
My controversies run part of that. I'll spin.
Mm-hmm.
I
gotta go
another
again.
list.
Well, luckily you had two. That was a bad spin, but I'm taking it. I don't think we would steal any just because the way you described yours, but there's a chance, one or two or something could. But
there's zero chance, I think.
Yeah, after listening to you, like I said, I don't think there is. So my number 5, Talking Heads had an album out in 1979. Very different. I mean, Talking Heads has like 12 or 13 different sounds, and they're different, but a lot are the same, but so different. But in one album, they're just very different. But in this one, it's kind of a new one to me. I've heard it before. This is from Fear of Music, 1979. It's Paper. Super good song, just like kind of melodic, and then but just like a lot of theirs, and then it's not, and then but super good song and different, and I, like I said, kind of forgot about it. Glad I found it again. My number 4. We talked about them recently, but more because of Greta Van Fleet. But it's crazy when you listen to Led Zeppelin 1979 In Through the Outdoor, how similar that is to. I mean, they had to gone in the future and copied Greta Van Fleet because their stuff. No, I'm joking. But it's also like kind of they were always ahead of their time, but nobody ever did music like them. So it's also hard to describe, but it was just such a different sound. What I went with was Fool in the Rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-disc album, and there's quite a few good songs on there. It's one of those definitely get messed up on a Saturday or Sunday or Friday or whatever, and just kind of turn it on and listen through it type album. So I enjoyed it. Was that your song? I'm waiting for it, Josh. No. My number 3, I struggle with the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles guy, but I'm not an Eagles guy. But then like all of a sudden you start listening, you're like, the Eagles are good.
Yeah.
They're like, to maybe my generation, they might even be like the original Nickelback, but they're way bigger than Nickelback. But still, like a lot of people just didn't like them for some reason, but they have so much good music. I don't like them because I don't like the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's weird and it's stupid and it's warped, but I also don't like Eagles in general. Joking. But my number 3 is from The Long Run, and it's The Long Run.
Yeah.
What did an eagle ever do to you?
Oh, man, you watch those nature shows as a kid, man. They were going after all kinds of shit that I liked, man. Eagles are going after all the coolest little creatures.
Bunnies and anything.
Just don't give a damn.
Like I said, if it wasn't for Joe Walsh, I wouldn't like them as much.
Mhm.
Joe Walsh for me makes the Eagles tolerable.
Man,
The band, not the team.
What's crazy, the podcast that or not podcast, sports talk I used to listen to, the hosts here are local and they were huge Eagles fans, and I disliked these guys, but they were just on in the hour when you were listening or whatever, so you listened to them, and I just struggled because how much but then like I said, man, you listen to that album, there's 5 songs on there I know every freaking word to, and then I go to the next album and there's 4 songs I know every word to, and then you go to the next one and they're just it's pretty good music. I have 2 Eagles songs in my playlist, and I know 14, so it's like one of those refusal of passage things. Eventually they'll be all over my list. My number 2, I don't care if we did ZZ Top every week. Use ZZ Top. I'm going to use them. 1979, they happen to have a pretty good album out. I think Josh has used 1 or 2 from this album. I've used 1 last week or the week before from this album, but I have not used this one, and it's one of my favorites, so it's easy. I thank you just for what you did. And just the funk and the rasp and the something in that soul. I think that might have been one of the first songs like you just recognize who it is when they, of course you recognize ZZ Top when they come on, but that song, something about that song. So that's my number 2.
Sweet.
I'm powering through the list because Sontia took 30 minutes, just so we know. I
took 85 minutes and just started a whole thing.
Whatever. We'll go back and do your list because you do good one. No. Same thing with my number 1. I don't care if it worked on every week. If there's a way I can work Tom Petty onto a list, work Tom Petty onto a list. I don't think I've done this song before. This is from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes, and Refugee. That's my number 1.
Like I said, if I remember right, that was the big one off of that album.
Yeah, but they had Don't Do Me Like That. They had
that on there.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4. I mean, that's actually a pretty, I kind of thought the same thing, but then I started listening. But I'm a Tom Petty guy. Yeah. But I knew probably 5 songs off of that, and that's not even, to me, probably his top 8 albums, 7 albums. Yeah. So I agree with that. Yeah, I agree, brother.
I am kicking myself in the butt for not going to Tom Petty when he was here.
This is the whole that literal what you just said is the reason for the other topic that I wanted, concerts that, and like the way I took it was that I could have went to and didn't, and that probably is my most regrettable ever. I mean, because I had 2 different opportunities that were pretty easy ones.
I know the tickets weren't even high. Like they were affordable tickets, and I was like,
I think I basically had a free ticket and it just didn't work out. And again, it's just one of those stupid things where
I thought he'd be here forever.
I'll never pass up on that again, but I did that. That's the reason I went to Kansas City this weekend. I got tired of passing up on opportunities and seen one and took it, and it worked. It was fucking awesome. So
bumping uglies. All right, ready? Good list.
Sweet.
The last for last. Like I said, I didn't want to do bell bottoms either. I seen a lot of, like I said, Coach's entire list I seen and breezed past them just because I kind of got enthralled into how much good punk music was out in 1979, and I love fucking punk music. I mean, I want to start a punk band. I want to quit my job and start a punk band. But punk music is just great, and like I said, it kind of reflected some of those conflicts, those crises, those those tragedies, they trickle down into the music, and I could see a lot of this one. And my number 5 is a band that Coach and I wore one song out in particularly. And I other than that one song, I didn't know too much. I seen them live, and I think I talked about them last week. But Cheap Trick,
Mm.
and I mean, I remember all the weird guitars, but that one song, "I Want You to Want Me," is the only one I could name off the top of my head until we dove into this album, which is the album is called Dream Police, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they're wearing bell bottoms in the photo.
I was gonna say, and that's yeah.
The only band that could probably be accused of bell bottoms, but the song is Gonna Raise Hell.
Yep.
Mm.
And this song, I'm just like, why isn't this one played more now? I mean, this song to me is very close to taking over being my favorite song by them. And it starts out and it's almost like, is this an Audio Slave song? Is the
Huh.
first thing I thought when they started in on it. I'm like, what? And it's the longest song on my list at almost 10 minutes. Certainly not punk, but and there again, what genre are they? What genre are they?
Mhm.
They dabble in a little. I mean, I don't think they would be considered punk enough, but this song is pretty edgy. I think it's a good song. And the thing about it being 10 minutes, you're sitting there listening to it and you don't even realize, because it's got some changes and it changes it up. It's not repetitive by any means. You don't even realize that it's 10 minutes long. You're just going along with it and having a good time. And it's like, holy shit, is this ever going to end? Please don't let it ever end.
Like the wall.
Like the wall, yeah. My number 4 is Mr. Lemmy from Motorhead, and they had 3 albums in 1979. I think it was the second or third album was originally the first album, which was supposed to be released in like 77, but it was called On Parole, and the record company thought it was going to be, didn't think it was going to work, so they recorded a whole new debut album, and then they recorded this album called Bomber, which has the song Dead Men Tell No Tales. And
Mhm.
then they released that original album. And Dead Men Tells No Tales off of the Bomber album is my pick because, like I said again, is it punk? Is it rock? I think Lemmy pushes the borders of punk and definitely didn't wear no bell bottoms.
Mhm.
Definitely didn't wear no bell bottoms. And I think we talked about it when Lemmy got brought up last time. I mean, Lemmy is Lemmy, and Lemmy is the main show. I mean, the music kind of gets pushed away, pushed to the back burner because Lemmy is such a character.
Mhm.
But this is a good song, and I mean, what more do you need to say? Dead men tell no tales. You wanna you wanna keep them secrets. There's only one way.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of that theme. The parole. I mean, the speed, the drugs, the parties, the jail, the crime. That was a main theme for Motorhead. Fun song though.
Sweet.
Number 3 is I'd heard of the band, hadn't listened to too much of them, so I took this opportunity to listen to the Buzzcocks. And the song is A Different Kind of Tension. Off of the album is the same name, Different Kind of Tension. And it's it's kind of like almost a poppy punk sound, and it's like stay, go, and it's a song of opposites. It's just kind of just doing this theme. It's not even it's not even lyrics, but I mean it is, but it's like stay, go, good, bad, and that's just kind of the theme of it. And I thought that was a fun one. They had a couple good songs off of the album. I had to narrow it down to this one, but yeah, good band, good. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they're UK punk.
Mhm.
And this next one, I'm pretty sure is UK punk. I had never heard of them, so I had to give them a chance. And it's the Skids.
Huh.
And
Okay.
of
I
one
see them.
of One Skin is the song I chose off of the Scared to Dance, and it was between Scared to Dance and Of One Skin because both of them are pretty good. And this is the second shortest song on my list at just over 2 minutes, I think.
Okay.
And it's they're almost taunting. It's a taunting punk song, you know. It's like got this little I'm gonna push your buttons. I'm gonna push your buttons. Beware. But good old punk there. Number 1, Machine Gun Etiquette. I was trying to get a rise. I didn't even get a rise.
You almost got a rise because we'll talk about it after the show, but we literally seen Machine Gun Kelly this weekend.
What was he doing?
He was the lead singer for Ballyhoo.
Ooh. Was he cute?
If you think Machine Gun Kelly, we'll get to it. I don't want to ruin his number 1. So.
Okay.
I already did.
But yeah, Machine Gun Etiquette is the name of the song. And like I said, when you think of UK punk, I mean, the Sex Pistols are always pop into the first in my head. But
absolutely,
in my opinion, they should be the Damned should be the what we think of. They're much polished, I would say. You know, I know that's not a thing you want to hear for punk, but they know how to play their instruments. And they put it together, and like I said, all these my 3, 2, and 1, my top 3, they seemed like I said, like they could be hits today. They seemed like they were way ahead of their time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the punk that we had in the 80s and 90s and even here tapped into some of this. I mean, they were, you know, the godfathers of this punk that we all have grown to love, and but the Machine Gun Etiquette is just this driving guitar and this driving drums and you know, you won't push us down again, you know. I mean, we're kind of revolt, you know, they're sick of this shit, you know, and you know, we're gonna fight. You know, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that to me again. You did that once, but you're not doing it again without getting a black eye. And so good punk song. I had fun. No bell bottoms on these. There was no bell bottoms. I don't know if they had the traditional UK punk look. I don't think they did. I think they just kind of, you know, they didn't have all the spiked hair, and I don't think they had that. And I think that's I think that's kind of what ruined punk. I don't know. I mean, it's like, just play, you know, it's a fashion show now. You're making it a fashion show when, you know, and I think that's what grunge was, just punk without the fashion. With the flannel shirt. That's my list.
I mean,
I'm done. Sorry I bored y'all. Sorry. Machine Gun Kelly rules. Oh.
Oh my goodness. I think when he started this isn't the Machine Gun Kelly's. We'll talk about it after the show. I would like to give a shout out to the fan favorite, which it looks like Gil brought it up. But there was people like that were DMing me about it, and there was probably like 5 or 6 people that were on the thread. What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. And it was pinned as one of the best songs of 1979. Now, it wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing, but I get how everybody could like it. Kind of like Michael Jackson. I get it. I get it. Well, not the same thing.
Everybody's allowed to like what they like.
They're able to like what they like.
I'll tell you this: the Doobie Brothers tricked me. When I was later on in life and I'd heard about them, but you hadn't really, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, I'm into Doobies. I gotta like the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
They're not what you expect when you go find the Doobie Brothers. They apparently have nothing to do with Doobies.
Not a thing.
I mean, they may have
or they might.
They might have partaken in one while they were recording. They got.
I went through it that night. We talked about it, and I found some stuff I enjoyed more, but yeah, definitely not my thing. But I freaking love. See, that's where I said Michael McDonald, those kind of. I mean, it's just a different type of music. I mean, and there's nothing wrong. Like, it's the same with my stuff. Like, I went and I'm telling people I went to this concert. People are like, who the hell and why the hell? It's like, because that's my thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy the vibe. I enjoy, like, this was one of the coolest things you could have did, because it was 1,000 people in a room that was only meant to have 500 in it, because it was supposed to be an outdoor concert that got put indoors, and it was freaking awesome. Everybody, I mean, it was a good time. So
Oh yeah.
I said, what Kiss had an album that
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it was their quote unquote disco album, but it sure could have. There was only one song on there that I liked, and that's the reason I didn't add them. It was tough.
like George
Leonard,
Harrison had an album that year, but I
Who?
could not find a song on there I liked.
who was it?
George Harrison.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I see.
That was
Paul
his first
McCartney
solo
had
album, I think. Wings had an
the
album.
Wings had a song that don't. One of my favorite songs. Don't Say Goodbye Tonight.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that was a 1979 song.
Yeah, Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen was one that I was butthurt I couldn't work on, and then Leon Russell.
Yeah, but there's
Which,
Patti LaBelle and
I
Donna
almost worked
Summers
on some
too.
Foreigner. I mean, like Foreigner, that Foreigner album was actually a pretty damn good album. You know, Head Games is the song from there or whatever, but like there was just a bunch of, it was like I didn't again realize like that was a different sound of Foreigner than I'm used to hearing. It was a pretty good album. I liked like 3 songs off of it.
Like Russell Leon, he looks like a country guy, but he had 2 albums. He had an album with Willie. Him and Willie did an album, and then he had his solo album. And like I say, he looks like a white country guy, long hair, maybe a little hippie-ish, but singing soul. You know, I mean, the sound. I was like, okay. I mean, you listen to the Willie and him. It's pretty much country, but his solo stuff was soul. I was like, hey, okay, this little boy's pretty.
Bill, I can't get over the Michael McDonald thing, mainly because of 40-Year-Old Virgin, where he's like, if I hear this Michael McDonald album one more time, I'm going to kill everybody. I mean, that's like one of the greatest freaking lines and like blow ups. And that's just going the whole time they're in the store. And I agree, Michael McDonald sounds freaking beautiful. I mean, he's up there. He's got a beautiful voice. It's just, like, and I like me, maybe I need to give like some of that stuff more of a chance as I've gotten into the more like chill music and mellow music and stuff. But I think it'd be hard to work out or run to Michael McDonald. Maybe run to him, but not
run from.
Oh, don't no.
Yeah, the Little River Band has me wanting to, because I've been listening to alternative rock and grunge like for 30 years. And I just started listening to different music, like literally since I started this show, I think, is when I started just kind of branching out and being like, you know, you can listen to other things.
Yeah, you don't have to choose one.
Yeah,
that's the beautiful thing.
Oh, we were listening to my driving to Kansas City, listening to my playlist, the amount of like just the switches it goes from country to hip hop to funk to you know to punk to Sontia to it's just it's a cool mix for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I had an idea for next week. Have we done a numbers songs with numbers? I know we've talked about it. I know we've done colors. But I don't think we've done numbers.
I don't think we've done numbers.
We're gonna call it the calculations show.
Well,
that's
it's a numbers game.
Your number is up.
Your number is up. That would get views.
Your days are numbered.
Number one podcast.
Right here. Go like, subscribe, and follow. Get us to 500 and pay us. Lots of money.
I want to shout out Sister Sledge and Earth, Wind, and Fire too, because they definitely need props.
Yeah, I think didn't Sly and the Family Stone, I think, or Sly Stone, I think they had one out.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good music in 70s.
Not Nickelback though; they weren't there.
They probably were alive. I think they're a little older than me, so. The reason I picked it because that was the year I was born, so that's why I was like, it hasn't been done. I think we did. I think we've done like the year we turned 18, which is 97. So that's maybe that's why. I don't know. But yeah, good episode. We'll be back. We'll decide if we're gonna do numbers or not, and.
Thank you guys all for the contribution, for playing along, for being part of it, for your comments, for just being part of the show. We enjoy the hell out of you guys with your comments. If we ever talk bad about your band, you can talk bad about one of ours. It's fine.
Yeah.
And we do it in fun. This show used to have one person on it where you weren't allowed to talk about one of the greatest bands of all time.
Not until
A couple of them, I think.
So like, listen, there's no rules except for love fucking music. Your music's the best music there is.
Yeah.
I'll agree with
Absolutely.
that. Gil, Sontia's is the best. Josh's is his is great. Like I said, dude, everybody's music is the best music because it's your fucking music, and that's what's cool about music, man.
Yeah, that's your soundtrack to your life. That's what
You
gets you
hate
through
whatever
the
you
day.
want, love whatever you want. Just don't waste too much time hating shit because that's just too much energy and too much time, man.
Like
Time you could spend coming to see me May 1st in person, live and in person with some of my art. Some
yeah,
of my favorite pieces of
Showcast.
art. Huh?
I said I'll be there. Santia will be there. You can meet the showcast if you show up too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do autographs.
I
I'll
don't
be
think
there by like 8.
I don't think, like I said, I don't think Kevin's gonna make it. He's still in the hospital and he's got to come up. He's got to get some kind of home assistance because he said they were talking about sending him home. Like, dude, you ain't ready to go home, man.
No,
What?
not at all.
Don't rush it. Don't,
Even just walking up the stairs, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah. He made a post and that's about all the information I know. I haven't got anything new today other than that post, and it sounds like he's getting bored. So go visit him. I hadn't got a chance to get up there the last 2 days because I've been running trying to get the art house stuff ready and lined out, get everything to Angie there so I could have 2 days to coast, and that lasted about 30 minutes. Yeah. I got to coast 30 minutes. Back to craziness. So, hey. Oh well.
'Tis life.
'Tis life.
Yeah.
Cover your plants, grow your plants. Have a good night.
Smoke your plants.
Sontia, do you got anything going on before we get off? Do you have anything upcoming?
Not soon.
No,
May 7th, I'll be at Kirby's, and then again at May 17th.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody.
Bye.